Hey guys, Miss Tom's here. Today we're talking about solving proportions. Proportions are simply equations that show that two ratios are equal. And this is when ratios are written in fraction form. Okay, we are going to use proportions to solve problems with similar information. So let's look at an example problem. Here's our problem. Jonathan reads 25 pages in 38 minutes. If Susie can read at the same rate, how long will it take her to read 15 pages? So here's what we have to do. We have to set up a proportion to show our pages compared to the amount of minutes for each person. So for Jonathan, he has 25 pages that he reads in 38 minutes. We are comparing pages to minutes. Okay, so we're going to set up Susie's ratio the same exact way, pages to minutes. We know that she reads 15 pages, but we don't know how many minutes she reads. So that's why we're using the variable x to represent that number for us. So we can write it as a fraction, 25 over 38 and 15 over x. These have to be equal because it says that Susie reads at the same rate as Jonathan. Okay, so the way we're going to solve it is we're going to use cross products to solve for the missing variable in the equation. So here's our steps on how to solve it. And what we're solving for is that missing part, the variable, x. Okay, so our first step is to use cross multiplication. We are going to multiply the numbers that are diagonal from each other. Okay, so we're going to set it up like an equation. So we're going to have 25 times x, right here, and then 38 times 15. That's on the other side of the equal sign. They are equal to each other. Okay, so we're going to solve the equation. Okay, that's our second step, solving the equation. So we're going to multiply 25 times x. We don't know what x is, so we're going to keep it as it's multiplied, 25 times x, 25x. And then we're going to multiply 38 times 15. I already multiplied this for you. 38 times 15 is 570. So we set it equal to our 25x. Then to solve our equation, we want to get x by itself. So we're going to divide each side by 25. And when we do that, 570 divided by 25, when we solve that out, gives us 22.8. Okay, so our x, our variable, is 22.8. We can always check our solution. We substitute whatever our variable x was in our problem for what we got when we solved it. So we're going to do 25 times 22.8, which when we multiply that out, gives us 570. 570 is also what we got when we multiplied 15 times 38 in the very beginning of our problem. So if both sides are equal, that tells us that we know our missing variable has to be that number because both parts of the ratio have to be equal in order for it to be a proportion. So for our problem, we know that x is equal to 22.8 after we solve it by doing cross multiplication and then solving our equation when we did that to give us x equal to 22.8. So if we put that back into our problem, like we did for our checking part, 25 pages in 38 minutes for Jonathan will give us 15 pages in 22.8 minutes for Susie. So it will take Susie 22.8 minutes to read 15 pages.